Welcome in, everybody, to the weekly OFL recap show. This will be for week 10, as we have this week and one more week before we do the roll of the new divisions for the final 3 weeks. Today we're going to be joined by Ethelred from across the pond. So welcome in, Ethel.
Hey guys, hey, how's it going?
And we will do a really quick recap and then just a quick look at the predictions for next week. Khornight may potentially join in if he sees our pings and wants to join us. If not, it'll just be me and Ethel today. So, okay, just looking at a post over there. So, welcome in, everybody. Let's go ahead and get this going. Let's see here. We're going to do so I'm going to take care of just reading the results of the AFC. And then Ethel will do the NFC, I'll do the WFC, and Ethel will do the LFC. And then we'll update our predictions sheet over on the side while we're going over these results. So let me find my results page here. There we go. We do still have some matches to be played. We also have some matches that I did just admin a little bit ago as some of the coaches were out for holidays and just not able to get their match scheduled this week, which is fine. And both the matches in the AFC will be an admin result. So we will not count those in the predictions because we don't count admin results.
Yeah, New Year, I guess.
Yep. The first matchup was Vivo's Orcs, and they take the 2-1 win over the Underworld of Kalis Royale. I believe he's Underworld, right? Yeah, he's Underworld. So the Orcs get the win there. Looks like Galentio and myself had the Orcs on that one.
Oh yeah.
And then the next one was a admin result, as Lloyd White was one of those, like I said, was just gone for the holidays and didn't realize the ending of the week was coming up as quick as it was. So Manio gets the 2-0 admin result win there. So I think we get to, we'll just put none here since it was an admin.
Yeah.
And then the next one was Doc Oz taking the 2-0 win over Squirm and his Undead, I believe. So good win there for Doc. And nobody took Doc Oz in that. The next one was a 0-0 draw for Nick in his Corn against Calderak and the Necro. Very good result there for Nick in the Corn. I don't think, nobody took the Corn in that one. 3 of us took Calderak, and then Ethel went with the draw. So Ethel was, it was a draw. So Ethel got the win there. Nice. Good job, Ethel.
Thanks, man.
The next one was another admin result, as the Lizards coach was out of town for the holidays and just wasn't able to be back in time to get scheduled. So the Amazons of Mamudis get the 2-0 win in that one on the admin result. And then in the last one, the Vampires from Elarisha and Bugman's Chaos Chosen, I think. Yeah, Chaos Chosen. They ended up with a 1-1 draw. So nicely done there from the Chaos. Nobody went with the draw. Yep.
And yes, Anders, you can blame us for your bad dice.
I blame you all for my bad tourney yesterday. Yep. All right, so this one, we'll just do this here, just to make that there. Okay, and that's it for the WFC. The AFC. So NFC is next. Ethel, you are up.
Okay, let me get the results up.
And the 2 matches there that have not played are still yet to be played. There won't be, at least at this point, not an admin result. So.
Okay, so game 1 is Vort versus Sander TM, and that was a 2-0 win to the Undead over Khorn, I'm guessing.
Yep.
The badges. And then we've got the 2 games who are yet to be played, but they're going to be played either today or tomorrow. Do you think, Spider?
Yep, I believe so, yeah. I think Colin and Anders is scheduled for this afternoon, and Loop and Houndot, I think we're scheduled. I just don't remember for when.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that brings us on to Awfully Ripe versus Orkley Fans. So this is a new loss for Flute. I think it's his first loss
Yep.
to date, but he lost 2-1. And awfully ripe, I guess, then Nurgle.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Nurgle.
So, yeah, Nurgle beat the Orcs there. Well done. Am I going too fast? I'm not.
No.
I can't see you, so
No,
I
go
don't know how the betting's doing. But yeah, just shout out.
Nope. It's going good.
And then the last one, not the last one, the penultimate one is the Celtic Shuffle versus Dirty Jobbers, and Jameer won that one 2-1. So yeah, he took the win over Kay the Sloth. So Jameer is Underworld, and Kay the Sloth is
Renegades.
Renegades. Yeah, well done. And the last game in this division, 11th Street Kids versus OFL 2 Dead Like Us. Sarkalian Lazarus, that is a 1-1 draw. So that's humans versus, again, I think, undead or shambling undead, as they are now.
Yep. Yep. And for the results, should be hopefully seen on screen. Galentio and I had Sander right in the first one.
Oh, God. None.
Nobody had the Nurgle winning with the Nurgle matchup against Flute's Orcs. For the Welgemere Underworld match, myself, Galentio, and Khornight had that. Ethelred went with the draw. And then for the Laz and Hark matchup, Galentio is the only one that went with the draw.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So for the for the WFC, which is my conference, we do still have 2 matches here that are scheduled to be played. One is scheduled for later this evening. The Rushed Kurto, I believe, is playing later today. And then Agent Murloc and Code Goon, I think, is going to be playing tomorrow. Code Goon was out of town, but should be back late this evening. So I know they're pinging each other on the Discord channel to try to get scheduled. So for the 4 matches that did get played, the first one here at the top, Detox's Amazons take the 3-0 win over Sophiana and the Funless Losers. And I believe, if I remember correctly from chatter in the Discord, the super goofy ball carrier Rad Ogre, is going to be missing the game in week 11. So that should make for a struggle for the Chaos Renegades in week 11, I would imagine. So in the results there, it looks like Galentio and myself were the only ones that went with the Amazons. Russian Curdle, again, still waiting to get played. Tim Dog and his Corn take the 2-0 win over Bob and his Orcs. So I believe Tim Dog had mentioned that was a bit of a dicing.
Okay.
And I was the only one that went with Tim Dog, so that was a nice one for me
Yeah,
to be able to catch up a little bit.
You failed me, Bob.
Agent Murloc and Code Goon still to be played. Scully and his Necro take the 3-1 win over Duke Glamorn and his Humans. And another one where I was the only one to take Scully, so another one catching up closer to Galentio. And then in the last matchup, my game, I take the 2-1 win over Uldrig and his Vamps. 3 of us had myself picked Uldrig, or Ethel went with Uldrig. So this was an interesting match. First, I hate playing against vampires. There's so much you have to account for and be aware of. And the more vampires that you're facing, the worse it is, because you have so many players that can just do stuff that can really upset the flow of what you're planning. And Uldrig's only got 5 vamps, but they're all 5 really good. They're all block dodge across the board with some extra skills added in here and there. And on top of that, Uldrig's a very good vampire coach. So that's to start with. It's going to be a tough matchup. I received first, and I played very cautiously. So the opening kickoff was a roll the clock forward, so I lost the turn immediately. I played very cautiously with my offensive drive, moving up slow, trying to double wall as much as I could my ball carrier so that it'd be hard for the vampires to break through.
Yeah.
On turn 4, I think, give or take, he did have a shot to get a vampire around the edge and get to the ball. It took hypnoing one of my Norse and then making some dodges with his blitzer. And at this point in time, up to that point, his rolls were pretty solid, but on the blitz, his dice started to turn bad for the rest of the game. He rolled a bunch of ones. And it wasn't that they were all necessarily right back to back, but there was like every other roll. So, for instance, when he did this blitz, it was going to require multiple dodges and 2 go-for-its to get to the ball. And he fails the first dodge with a 1, uses his dodge skill, makes the next dodge, or makes that dodge, fails the next dodge with another 1, so he had to use a reroll, then makes the next dodge, makes the go for it, then fails the next go for it, and had to use another reroll. So it was just like every other roll basically was a 1, and he was burning through his rerolls pretty quick. He did get the ball down, but unfortunately when he did that, he left one of his runner vampires open to a pretty easy hit for me with my Mighty Blow Tackle Berserker. And he had mentioned after the game that he made a mistake there by leaving my Berserker unmarked. He could have marked him with a Thrall, but he chose not to. And because of that, I was able to take one of his runners off the pitch, which was huge. Was able to get the ball back, went on downfield, ended up scoring on my turn 8. I think I had a couple of players off the pitch. I think I either had 1 or 2 Kaz at that point with a couple of KOs, which he got the KOs back. And then on the turn 8 kickoff, he got a roll back the clock, so we got our turn back just in time for him to have 2 turns to score back. Made it really tough for him. He had to make a lot of rolls. I did mistakenly misposition one of my Valkyries because for whatever reason I got my Valkyrie mixed up with my Amazon thrower, and I thought the Valkyrie had on the ball. So I positioned the Valkyrie where I'd be able to use the 3 on the ball movement on the pass to get into position to mark the vampire runner that'd catch it. And of course, I didn't have on the ball, so I wasn't able to do that, and it left a wide open spot for him to get his runner through and score on turn 8.
Right.
Tied it up 1-1. Starting kickoff for turn 9, I got a blitz and was able to mark all of his players on the line of scrimmage, which made it really tough for him. I did roll double skulls on my actual blitz to hit, and obviously couldn't re-roll it. But by that point, I had everybody pretty much on his team marked up, except for the vampire going for the ball. And his first action, instead of going to pick the ball up with that ball carrier, he chose to dodge a vampire out of tackle to blitz, and he won 1 to the dodge. So immediately, first action turned over on turn 9, and then it just all went downhill for him from there. I was able to just slowly remove all of those players off the pitch. I think he had maybe 3 guys on the pitch by the end of the game. And he rolled a ton of 1s throughout that. Like I said, I think he rolled 35 1s, and his next highest dice result was like a 23 or 22 or something like that. So he really rolled a ton more 1s than he did anything else, which is not good with vampires.
I hate those games, but I mean they don't happen too often.
The 2-1 win.
Yeah, good work. Because vamps are always tough to play against, like you say. You got to get count for so much. Double screen.
That's it for the WFC. So the LFC will go back to Ethel to go through his division.
Okay, so the first game was me versus Itchin.
Are you still there, Ethel?
Well, I am. Can you not hear me?
Muted. At least I can't hear you. Did we lose? Hold on, let me see. You can hear him?
Should be okay.
Why can't I hear him? Huh. Hold on just a second here.
Okay, I'll keep talking. Well, Anders, I've got a little
Let
fact
me.
for
I'm
you.
gonna jump out of the Discord channel and jump back in. Let's see if that fixes it.
I got I'll sizes, etc., etc. So
Um.
I did a few
Yeah, I still can't
calculations,
hear you. Okay,
and
let me see if. Oh, hold on.
this is great content.
There we
Well,
go.
spider content.
There we go. Now I
There we
can hear
go.
you.
I
So.
was just saying, Spider. I was trying to do some filler, and
Mhm.
I worked out that the city I live in, Bristol, is size-wise, it's between Kansas City and Raleigh in North Carolina. So that's how big the city I live
Okay.
in is. That's my little
Anything
fact
you
for
said.
today.
Anything you said while I was going through my recap of my game, I would not have. I didn't hear.
Oh, I made noises to say, "Well done." It's hard to play against Vamps because you got to account for loads of stuff.
Yeah. Yep. So. All right. Cool. Now I can hear you. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and do LFC.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, game one was my game versus Itchen, and I won that one 2-1. Uh, is it? How do you say rally? You don't say it like rally.
Raleigh. You're pretty close. I think it's more like raw instead of ra, and then lay
Okay,
instead of
rally.
lee. Yeah. Raleigh.
But is that just like it? So everyone in the US with your accent would say rally, not rally. So it's a
No,
long A.
yeah, it depends on what part of the U.S. you're from. They over there, actually in Raleigh, they probably would say it a little bit differently than what we do here in the Midwest.
It's not
So
like a Arkansas, Arkansas situation though, right?
no,
So
no, it's not like
I
that.
wouldn't get that one wrong.
No, no, everybody knows it's Arkansas, not Arkansas.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I can't really remember this game because we played it like I think on Monday or Tuesday night. So we played it ages ago, and I've played lots of ladder games since, so I can't remember this one. But yeah, I won 2-1. It was like a good game. Rawley, Rawley. Okay, all right. I'll remember that for next time. Yeah, so I remember it being a good game, as in it wasn't too dicey, and it was like a good thinking game, if you know what I mean. So you had to think about what you were doing. Both of us, I think, played fairly well. I don't think either of us made too many mistakes in that one. Khornight watched the game later because he always
Hmm.
likes watching my games and then pointing out the mistakes I make. And he said that I think there was one chance on the ball that I missed, but it was a bit more complicated, so it was fine. But I did end up surfing Itchen's ball carrier on his turn 7 or turn 8,
Yeah, I think you said
which meant he
turn
couldn't
seven.
score.
Yeah,
So I was quite happy with that.
yeah.
That
Ethel
was
or
like a setup to do.
Corn Knight said, "I watched the game. Other than scoring early and missing a sack on Itchen's ball on turn 7, Ethel played pretty well. Didn't even look like a massive dicing. So well done, Ethel." And then you had
Wow,
responded that you think if
went
you remembered
crazy.
right, you surfed him on the ball on turn 7, which was better than a one die hit unless you were missing something. And then he said, no, that was on turn 8. Turn 7, your pig stood up your Ulf, which was on the cage. You could have cleared a
Right.
corner and hit the ball for 2 dice in their own half. I guess it was a case of planning out your turn before the pig me up happened. Which, by the way, I
Yeah.
love that
Pick me up.
terminology,
Yeah,
the
that's
pig
good,
me
isn't it?
up. So anyway, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, very very good win.
Well, I was very happy because I know Itchen's a really good coach, so I'd say
Yes.
that was against a run of play. So I think only me and you went for me in that one,
Yep. Yep. Just you and me. That was it.
which is good news. Okay, the next one is Valor versus Minkinator, which is yet to play.
Yep.
Is that one being organised, Spider, or
I think I did. I ping them, or if I didn't ping them, then that means they're set up and ready to go. Let me just double check real quick. Did I ping them? I didn't ping them, so I think they're scheduled to play. I just don't know when.
okay,
So potentially
cool.
tomorrow, I would
Well, they
assume.
could play tonight or tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, the next one was RTSD's Bloody Bourgeoisie versus Loki's Dwarfs, and I'm happy to say that RTSD won that one.
Yep.
So well done, the Vamps. But I
And
think he got some injuries in that one, from remembering what happened in the chat.
yeah, and then I was the only one that did not take RTSD, so all three of you gained one back on me.
Okay, good. Okay, next one was Galentio. Spiders Make Me Do It against our dear friend Darkwing, Black and Gold, which is Union. And yeah, Galentio won that 2-0. And I think Galentio said that there was a
failed
dodgy
handoff.
pass
Yeah.
or a failed handoff really early on
Yeah.
by turn 3, and that basically set the game.
Yep.
So
He
yeah,
said a failed
I mean,
handoff turned into a huge snowball, and it went downhill from there for the Elves.
yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because I think sometimes, Spider, I'm like you, that I will try a handoff or a pass to get SPP,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yep.
what I've learned massively is not to do it if the fail state is leaves the ball bouncing in a horrible place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So handoffs are obviously less risky, aren't they? But even so, it can bounce into a unmarked square or
Yep.
just one marked square. And if you're playing skinks, for example, you don't want to make sure they can run in because they pick up on a 4+
Yeah.
if it's marked,
Yep. If it's marked by one, yeah.
and they've got dodge. So yeah, not a good time.
Yep. Gutters
And they
and
can run
skinks
in,
are
run out, and
gutters
then
and
knock it.
skinks are bad times to let the ball hit the pitch.
Yeah. So I guess that's what happened. And Galentio cleaned up
Yep.
that game. But yeah, well done anyway. 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Right, next one is Dracnian versus Matt. So that's again Chaos versus Undead, I think, Rottingham Forest, and the Chaos won that one. Dracnian won that one, 1-0.
Yep. And everybody took Matt, so nobody gets a point there. And
Oh,
everybody
okay,
took
well done.
Galentio as well, so everybody got a point on that one.
Ah, yeah, yeah. I think Dracnian being 11th, perhaps
Yep.
encouraged people not to bet on him.
Had a direct impact on how we voted on that one, I believe.
Yeah. And the last game, I'm sad to report that Khornight did beat Rouge Squadron.
Yeah, Rouge.
It's a Plasmid Rouge Squadron, so that's Khorn versus Undead, and perhaps unsurprisingly, Khornight won that one as well.
Yep. And 3 of us took Khornight. The only one that did not was Ethel, which is no surprise there, I think.
Ah,
So the overall standings, or standings from this week at least, up to this point, with a few matches still to be played. I'm currently in first with 10, Galentio in second with 9, and then Khornight at 5 and Ethel at 4. Overall standings, Galentio still in the lead with 77. I'm 5 behind him at 72. Then Khornight with 61 and Ethel with 34. To be fair, though, I think Ethel missed a couple of weeks of voting in there.
yeah, I think there's a couple.
So
So,
that,
I mean, I don't mind. It's fair enough.
yeah, that definitely puts him way behind because of that. But, all right, and then we'll go ahead and do our predictions real quick and picks for week 11. Ethel and Galentio, or sorry, Khornight and Galentio can do theirs after the fact if they so choose.
Yeah, so to Anders, because Anders said his the tournament organizer, I'm guessing, was cheating. So he had 11-player roster and then put 12 on the field. So I thought under the new rules, if you spotted they had 12, you could call it and then you remove one of their players that you choose. I thought that was the current rules, but maybe it's changed in the newest version. So that's what I'm saying. Did you call it, Anders? Did you spot that he had 12 on the
Yeah.
pitch and not 11, and then eject one of them? Usually their best player. That's what I would. That's what I would choose.
Doesn't look like there's any live games going right now, but sounds like Anders and Collins might be getting ready to start. We did, but we
Yeah.
just removed the player that wasn't on the roster. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the fairest result, right? I'm sure, or I would assume at least, that it wasn't done on purpose. It was-
I'm more cynical, Spider, so I'd assume it was done on purpose, and I'd be a rules lawyer and say no, your most skilled player is leaving because that's the
Yeah.
one that that's the one that's gonna inconvenience you most. But you know, I've only been to a couple of TTs, so I can't really say. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not the etiquette to do that. It's like the what was the old rule where if you didn't move your turn marker,
Yeah.
illegal procedure,
Illegal
right? I mean
procedure. Yep.
that's a bad one. That'd be a bad one to call, especially against new players.
And
But
I usually
again,
on
it's in the
something like
book.
that, I would always give them the first one for benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anything after
yeah,
that,
I
I was
agree with
calling.
that.
You know, because everybody messes up once. I mean, it's not like people are perfect. So.
Yeah,
Oh, oops! I hit
Definitely.
that button by accident. Where's the...
But did you win the game? That's the question.
Oh boy, what am I doing? Holy
Well,
cow.
I suppose that makes it all fair enough then if you won. Yeah, good work.
I just
Yeah,
messed my
I've
monitor
not
up.
really
So.
seen the new Brett's roster.
Oh boy. Yeah, I really messed my monitor up.
No worries, man. Me and Anders are chatting, so it's fine.
I need to get my... I turned the brightness down, I guess. I don't know. It's... I can hardly see it. Ah, there we go. Dark room mode, maybe? Is that what I did? I think that's... Oh,
That's where
there
our
we go.
blame
That's
come in,
better.
Anders. Okay.
Okay. I hate these monitors with the heat touch buttons. You just barely rub your finger over it, and it turns or hits all the buttons and
Changes
activates
everything.
them. And yeah, all right, okay, we're fixed. Lost a championship game with Brett's or against Brett's. Okay, gotcha. All right. So for the predictions, we are going into week 11. So AFC, we have, and just as a reminder, this is the last week of the first 11 games. After this week, we will have 3 more games where each coach will play every coach in their actual division within the conference.
Sure.
So in the 11th game of the first round, as we'll call it, Manial in his Nurgle will be playing Kalis Real in his Underworld. We will look over here real quick just to check the TVs. We're not going to go into each team and do the look at the teams. We're going to try to keep this short and quick. As Ethel's got stuff he needs to get done, and I don't want to be talking all day again because I'm still recovering from being sick. So we'll just do a quick look at the TV. Manial at 1340 and Kalis Real at 975, which is probably where the Underworld want to be. They want that extra money for the inducements.
Absolutely.
I think Manial's probably the better coach here. And even with that amount of inducements, I think, especially with the Nurgle, I think they handle the Underworld fairly easily. So I will go with Manial on this one.
Okay, I'll go the opposite then, and I'll say Kalis Rail.
Okay.
I think perhaps he'll make good use of the inducements, roll some dice, and he'll come out stronger.
Yeah, very well could. All right.
Basically, I think we're just going to go the opposite of whatever you say for this division.
Well, you get to go first on this one, and it is Vivo's Orcs against Squirm and his Undead. I think they're both right in the middle of the table, 7th and 8th. It looks like Vivo at 1335, Squirm at 1505. So it looks like the Orcs will actually get over 150 in inducements potentially, depending on how the roster shakes out. So yeah,
I mean it's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, Anders, against Cullen.
Good luck.
To play them next now. It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, again, we can't spend too much time looking at the teams, but with the regen, I think probably the Shambling Undead will take this.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough one, and I think both coaches are solid coaches. So I think a draw could be a good result to be in play here, so that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the draw. Next matchup is Lloyd White in his Dark Elves against Cal Dirac and the Necro. Lloyd was not able to play this week, so hopefully he'll be ready, raring to go to try and get a win and recover from the loss that he had to take this week. Dark Elves are at 1280, and he is towards the bottom of the table. Cal Dirac at the very top in first place with the Necro at 1310. So it looks like only 30K potentially in inducements. I think the matchup's pretty decent for the Dark Elves, but I think the coach skill, just from what I know of Cal, I think Cal's probably the better coach in this case. So I'll probably go with the Necro in this one.
Yeah, he's had a great season so far. But again, bit of elf solidarity. So let's go
Absolutely.
with Lloyd White.
I
for that one.
figured you'd want to stay with that Dark Elf solidarity. Next one is the Lizards, and again, he wasn't able to play this week either. They will be going up against Doc Oz and his Renegades. Doc is right in the middle in 6th. The Lizards are in 3rd. The Lizards are at 1370, and Doc Oz's Renegades are at 1435. So it looks like maybe 60K or so inducements for the Lizards. So you are first.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got a soft spot for Renegades, so I'm going to go for Doc Oz for this one.
All right. And I will stay with the Lizard solidarity and go with the Lizards in this one.
Yeah, thought you might.
The next one is Bugman and Nick, the two coaches at the bottom of the table. Corn versus Chaos Chosen. That should be actually a really fun matchup.
Yeah.
The Chaos are at 1480, the Corn at 1400, so it looks like maybe 80K or so in inducements potentially for the Corn. This should definitely be fun. That would be a fun game to actually watch. So I'll go with the Corn just for having fun. Why not? I'll take Nick and the Corn.
Okay, I'm going to go for Bugman. Well, I'm not going to go for Bugman. I'm going to go for a draw because I think Bugman's the draw specialist. So
He certainly looks that way. 4 draws already this season. So the last one is this should be a really good matchup. The Amazons of Mammutus and the Vamps of Elaricia. They are both towards the top half of the table, 4th and 5th, and they're both on the same points, it looks like. Yeah, the exact same record. The Vampires sitting at 1280, the Amazons sitting at 1380. So, as it looks here, 100K in inducements to the Vamps.
100 to the Vamps, yeah.
Yeah, this should be a really good matchup. So, Ethel, you are first.
Okay, well, my other team I often play is Amazon, so I'll go with Mammutus for this one.
Nice.
But it'll be a tough game.
Yeah, I
It
don't.
should be a good game to watch because it looks like the coaches have similar ability as well, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. We may, after we see the rest of the matchups in the other divisions, we may make this the game of the week and see if the coaches want to give us some recaps or potentially jump in next week.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't see this being a draw. I think it probably favors the Amazons a little bit just because of all the dodge.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with the Vamps just because I don't want to pick the same thing you do.
That's fair enough.
So,
and also, like you say, you got to be so on your toes when you're playing Vamps.
You do.
Double screens.
You really have to be careful, and especially when they have a whole bunch of Vamps. And I think Elaricia is one that has all of them too, if I remember right.
Yeah, and I think he's put a bid on.
He's got 6.
A new one.
He does. Oh, he does have the Vargeist. He's only got 1 Blitzer. That's the one he's missing. Is the Blitzer.
Yeah.
Oh, but he does have a miss next game runner, so he'll only have 5 Vamps for this game.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be fun. It's definitely.
It'll be a good game.
You really gotta stay on your toes playing against vampires. It's not an easy game to play. So.
Okay, what's next? LFC?
NFC. You get to run through the NFC prediction.
NFC. Okay, let's have a look. So, NFC. Game 1, as you bring it up, is Dead, which is Sanders' team, versus the Splat Pack of Hound Dot. Now, I don't think Hound Dot's played this week so far.
No, he hasn't.
So, obviously, we're basing it on fields, I guess.
Yep.
So, Sanders is sitting in 5th. And Hound Dot is 7th, so there's not too much in it. Skaven versus Undead. Again, without looking too much at the teams, I'm going to go for Skaven. I think their movement will help. Inducement wise, I think the undead get what 150 dead on, one
Uh,
sixty.
160, yeah.
160. So that isn't too much for the undead. Maybe we'll see some bribes. I don't think they'll get a star for that much. So yeah, bribe and a keg perhaps. So yeah, let's go for Skaven and their movement.
All right. I think I kind of like the Skaven in this one, but the Skaven haven't played this week, so their team could look a little differently.
Yeah, I mean it could look really
Yeah,
radically different, couldn't
yeah,
it? Let's be honest.
exactly. Um, I think a draw is a good possibility here, so I'll go with a draw.
Okay, cool. Next one, and you'll go first on this one. So Regoated, which is Anders' team, versus Mighty Bloodtones, which is Vort. So Anders is currently eighth, and Vort is, let's have a look.
10th, it looks like.
Yeah, 10th. So Khorne versus Chaos Chosen. Again, always a good matchup to watch the Bashy boys fighting. Not much in it in the points wise, although there's a space between them. So yeah, over to you, Spider. What do you think?
Um, Man, that's a tough one. Yeah, I
Both on,
think.
yeah, 3-3-3 versus 3-2-5.
Yeah, I think probably. I think Anders probably will take this one. I think he's a little bit better coach. It depends on what his team looks like after his match he's getting ready to play now, but I like Anders in this one, so I'll go with Chaos on that.
Okay. I think it's a big ask for the Corn to beat a kind of fairly established Chosen team. The Chosen are on 1490 as it stands right now, and the Corn are lower at 1340. So I'll go for a draw in this one.
All right.
I don't think the Corn will win. So yeah, let's go for a draw. Okay, next one is it's not Olivia Bug, it's Flute the
Yep.
Cat
Yep.
versus Only Fangs, which is Loop and Vamps. So this is Vamps versus Orcs. So Vamps are in at 1410, Orcs are 1395, so hardly anything in there at all.
Yep.
And again, I think because of the run he's been on, Flute, I think he'll bounce back after his loss last week, and he'll take this one this time.
Sounds good. Um,
Actually, really quick look at his team to make sure it isn't destroyed. No, it's fine.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the draw here. I think the vampires will make it interesting at least. So we'll see how that works out.
Okay, cool. Next one, oh, on the right page. Okay, is Underworld, Dirty Jobbers, Weldjamir versus Medusae, which is Cullen. So I think, again, Cullen hasn't played so far this week.
They're playing. He's playing right now against Anders.
I
So
was going to play now.
yeah.
But Cullen is top of the league. So, again, this could be a candidate for the game of the week because it's 1 versus 2 in this one. So,
Yeah.
Amazon versus
Yeah, it is.
Underworld. Again, there's only 2 points in it. So, whoever wins this one will go top. So, let's have a think. Let's go again for some Amazon solidarity. Let's go for Cullen in this one.
All right. I think this
But
one
obviously, it
is.
depends what their team looks like.
Yeah, I think this one. Man, they're both great coaches. I really want to go with Weldjamir, but I think this is more likely to be a draw. So I'm gonna go with another draw again.
Okay. All right. Next on the card is Dead Like Us, Harkalian versus Awfully Ripe, which is Chet Sweezy. So Harkalian is currently sitting in fourth, and Chet Wheezy is third. So, it's my phone going there. Sorry, Spider, give
Yep,
me a
yep. Go
sec.
for it. Go for it. Yeah. All right. We'll do a little filler here while he's taking care of that phone. Yeah. So this one, the Nurgle and Harkalian's undead, looking like the Necro. The Necro's looking like it's gonna be let's see, 105, 145. Yeah, 145 in inducements it looks like for the Necro. and they're right next to each other in the table at third and fourth. So, looks like he might be back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, it's only Mother. I'm back because I'm on my flight tomorrow,
I
so she can
gotcha.
wait. Fine. Um,
Yeah, it looks like
so
about
yeah, so
145 in inducements for the Necro while you were gone.
okay, so not too much, and again they're fairly closely placed, aren't they? Third
Yep.
versus fourth.
Yep.
Okay, so is it me to go first?
Yes, you to go first on this one.
All right, my prediction is that foul appearance is going to go mental in this game.
Or
So
no,
let's go
actually,
for the
actually,
no.
actually, actually, it's me to go first. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
oh, okay.
And I was actually gonna go with the Necro, so I'll go with Hark and the Necro.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. Well, I'll go with Nurgle then.
Yeah.
Make it nice and even.
Yep.
All right, and the last one for match day 11, last one of this part of the league is 11th Street Kids, which is Lazarus's Humans versus the Celtic Shuffle, Kay the Sloth, and they are Renegades. And I'm afraid, despite Kay's win last week, the first one this season, I think the Humans are going to take this one.
Yeah, Laz is, I think, the
Sorry,
better.
Dark Elves, Dark Elves.
Dark Elves, yeah, yeah. I still always think Laz is playing humans.
Yeah, because he's got the human symbol, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
That's confusing me.
I think Laz is just the better coach here, and yeah, even though Kay did get the first win last week, I kind of agree here, and it's hard not to pick the Dark Elves, so I'll go with Laz as well. All right, so the WFC is next. Let's pull back out here and get in there.
Oh, hi to Zophiana and Weljamir in the chat as well.
Yes, hello. Not too late and angry at Morg. Yeah, Sophiana had to go against Morg this last week, and Morg ripped him a new one.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. We are going to move into the WFC now, and the first matchup is Detox with his Amazons going up against the Underworld of Kurto. Extreme opposites of the table is Detox is in second and Kurto is at the bottom of the table. Amazons, for the first time this season, I think the Amazons will actually be the overdog, as they look like they're giving about 100K to the Underworld in this one. Detox has had a rough run of it this season with keeping his ladies alive and on the pitch, but he is getting the wins, so it's kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum for him in each match. They're winning, but they're costly. So yeah, in this one, I think there's no doubt. In this one, I think it's going to be the Amazons, so I'm definitely taking Detox.
Yeah, again, hard to disagree with that. Again, looking at the table and coachability, and 100 really isn't enough for the Underworld to do much with. So yeah, Amazons for me as well.
Yep. All right, next matchup is the Orcs from Bob against Sophiana's Chaos Renegade. As I did mention earlier, Sophiana's really great Rat Ogre, ball-carrying Rat Ogre, is going to be missing this game, so that's going to really make it tough for them, especially against Orcs. Bob is in the middle.
Sophiana.
Yeah. Bob is in the middle of the table, and Sophiana is down towards the bottom. And it looks like 1205 to 1340, but Sophiana says he's down approximately 500. I'm not sure where he's seeing that. Let's look at the teams real quick and just see. So Bob is missing a player, so he'll have 11, but his TV is set at 1340. And then Sophiana is at 1205 currently. And missing 3 players, which means he'll be at 10. So he'll have a loner human lineman for 50K, so 1255. So it looks like maybe around 100K in inducements.
Yeah, I think he means he's losing 5.
Oh,
he's down 500.
Yeah, because
overall
he's missing the 3 players that are about 500K. Yep. That makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. I see what he's saying now. Yeah, so I think this is just going to be a super tough game for Sophiana, especially missing that Rat Ogre. And the orcs are pretty solid, so I'm gonna take Bob with the orcs. Or actually, you're first. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say the opposite. So I think Zofiana having to think of a plan B, not relying on his big guy, will make him, not dependent on that wacky scheme that he's
Yeah,
got going.
yeah.
So he's going to do it, man. He's going to do it.
All right, awesome. And I am gonna go with Bob still, as I alluded to a bit ago. Next matchup is Rushed and his Goblins against Code Goon and the Rats. Rushed, who started off with a very good start to the season, has slowed down the last few weeks, taken a few losses with the Gobs, and Code Goon is a couple spots ahead of him in the table. Looks like the Rats will be giving him just under 300 in inducements, so the Goblins will have lots of good money to spend. I think the Goblins are going to do lots of carnage and damage and have fun with those inducements, and the Rats will be Rats and probably score a few times on goofiness, but lose half their team or 3/4 of their team. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rats in this one. I think they just will pull it out in the end.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's goblins, so goblins all the time. And I mean, Skaven are a great team to play for goblins because their armor's so low. So with the fouls, the weapons, everything, it could turn it really quickly. So
Yep,
let's go goblins.
Absolutely could. All right, next one is Duke Glamorn and his humans up against the Corn of Tim Dog. Tim Dog's been on a good run here the last few weeks, and Duke has taken a couple hits, so should be a good matchup. They're in the middle upper half of the table as Tim Dog is in fourth and Duke's in sixth. Looks like maybe around 75K in inducements that the humans will get. Ethel, you're first.
Okay. Again, Corn can suffer, I think. I can't remember how much guard Duke Glamorn's got, but let's go for the humans for this one.
Looks like he has a couple guard only. 3 guard, looks like. Yep, 3 guard.
Okay, not loads.
Okay, so you're taking the humans. I'll go with the Corn in this one. I think Tim Dog's been on a good run, and I think he'll continue it this week. Next matchup is my game, my Norse against Agent Murloc and the Nurgle. Murloc is towards the bottom in 9th at 1525. I am at the very top with 1620, so I'm going to be giving him close to 100K in inducements. Looks like, yeah, he's got a full 14 Nurgle roster. That's going to be tough. And I think I have my full roster this week. Yes, I do. So it'll be 14 guys on 14 guys. And I'll be giving
how was the Yeti last game, Spider?
Yeti was fine. He didn't really turn over. He definitely didn't turn over. He had maybe once or twice he went wild animal or whatever it is now. But he didn't. His dice rolls were fine. He made a couple go for it's when needed. So yeah, the Yeti was perfectly fine. No issues. So yeah, and it looks like I will give him 95K in inducements exactly. So obviously I'm going to take myself, but this will be tough just because of the strength of the Nurgle. But I didn't see a whole lot of block on the team, so
no, I didn't see too much.
Yeah, so definitely going to stick with myself in this one, obviously.
There's aspersions being cast on you in the chat, but I will go a draw for this game because it's Nurgle, so that'll be a draw.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Yeah, no Kaz versus Spider. You tell him how lucky you got to start the second half. Yes, I did, Aldrig. I explained our matchup in detail and how you rolled a ton of ones and that I had the blitz to start turn 9 and I was able to mark all your guys up and force you into a dodge where you promptly 1-1'd it as your first action and how that was kind of the downfall of the half.
And that was it, all over.
So, yeah. My dice were fine. They weren't nothing spectacular. I did have a few bad dice here and there. I did do, I think, maybe 5 or 6 1 dice, 2 of which were accidental. They were not intentional. Another 1 or 2, 1 for sure, maybe 2, were from the second hit of a frenzy, which I knew could potentially happen, but I was okay with it. And then there were maybe 2 or 3 that were absolutely intentional one dies. And I don't I don't recall that I rolled a skull on any of them. I did roll yellows on a lot of them, so that was definitely absolutely a thing. I think a couple of them were failed dauntlesses too with my Valkyries, or maybe one of them was. But anyway, yeah, my dice weren't terrible. They weren't fantastic, but they weren't terrible. I think
Yeah,
overall
better than
they were pretty average or a little better than average at least at the worst. It certainly probably didn't feel that way to Uldrig since his dice were so horrible. Probably felt like I couldn't fail anything and he failed everything.
yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that part. Not saying it didn't happen. I just don't remember it. I know I
Well,
got
you
an
noticed
open.
it more there, don't you?
I know I got an open PAL on one of them, but I did hit, that was a tackle hit. That was with my blitzer there at the very end, where he the first hit was a 2 die, and then he frenzied into a 1 die, but he got a I don't remember if it was a power stumbles, but he had tackle. The others I don't remember if there was open pals again with no tackle or not. I'll trust you on it since you're claiming that, but I just don't
Yeah.
remember.
I'm having a flashback now, Spider, of my game against Itchin,
Mm-hmm.
and I removed the Rat Ogre because he's Renegades on 2 red, and it came up double POW. So yeah, that was quite lucky, I guess.
Nice.
But that was the only thing really that where I was lucky. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. I hate when it happens to me, but I love when it happens for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, last match will be Uldrig with his Vamps against Scully and his Necro. That should be a pretty good match, actually. They're both
Yeah, absolutely.
in the upper half of the table. Scully in 5th, Uldrig in 3rd. Looks like they're identical in TV, so there shouldn't be any inducements there. Without looking at the teams, obviously there could be some missing players that could cause, but yeah, that should be a really good matchup there. You are first, Ethel.
Okay, so I think Old Drake's going to get over his loss last week and get back to normal crazy vampire dice. So I'm going to get Old Drake for this one.
All right. I was thinking Uldrig, but I do like the matchup with the Necro too, so I'll go with a draw just to be a little different from you, and a draw could potentially be likely there, just depending on how things go. So that is the WFC. So now we jump into the LFC.
Okay,
Get things
across the
switched
pond,
over
let's
over
go.
here. Yep, and then let's get this set up over here. There we go. All right.
Okay, so game 1 is Itchin versus Minkinator. So Itchin is Renegades versus Minkinator's Orcs. So Itchin is 8th, Minkinator is 7th. So Orcs versus Renegades. I'm just going to have a really quick look to see if his Rat Ogre is MNG, and it is. So for that reason, I think Minkinator is going to win this one.
All right. I
Although
think
he has got a couple of MNGs himself, but no one too important.
I'll go with the draw here. I think that's a very likely outcome in this one with the 2 races.
Okay. Next one is, oh my God, it's me versus the goddamn dwarfs who are in 5th.
Oh, your
So I've
favorite
been
race.
slagging. I know I've been slagging off the dwarfs all season, which I regret not at all. So I imagine I'm going to get smashed off the pitch. But it's 5th versus 9th. He's on 14.10. I'm on 10.30. So I'll have a few inducements for this game.
He's got
I
his
think.
full roster too.
So yeah, you're first, and I'll talk about
Yep.
what my plan's going to be.
Oh yeah, you're missing an elf too. Your block elf as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for you against a full roster dwarf team, especially with that runner that he's got. So I'm gonna go with the dwarves, unfortunately. Much as I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go for myself, obviously, but let's see what Scylla can do against the dwarfs. Hopefully, he'll open them all up. But more than likely he'll double skull in his first blitz, and then he'll be off the pitch. So it'll be a waste of money. But yeah, let's see. I'm probably going to go with, if I've got enough, for Silla and then maybe Skitter as a ball carrier. But we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay. That's my game. Next one is Darkwing versus Valor. So this is Union versus the Western Road Boys, who I think maybe are
Dark Elves.
Dark Elves, right? So
Yep.
it's Elf off
Yep, an elf off.
this season. Valor's fourth, though, and Darkwing is 10th. So it is me first to this one. So let's go for the Dark Elves on this one.
Yeah, I think the Dark Elves are probably the better team and the better coach. Darkwing will make some rolls and get aggressive, especially with the passing attack. And
Yeah.
if it goes well, he could pull some things off. But if it goes badly at any point in time, it could easily snowball on him. So I
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I like the Dark Elves in this one as well. So I'm gonna go with Vala as well.
Yeah, if he gets fruity with his passing again, and does well, I think basically Darkwing rolls too many die,
Yeah.
too many die each turn. So when it does fail, it fails catastrophically for him. And against elves, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Okay, next game. Rottingham Forest, which is Undead, versus the Bloody Bourgeoisie, which is the Vamps again. The Vamps are second currently on 1590, and Matt's Rottingham Forest are on 1210. So quite a few inducements for the Undead, for the Nurgle, sorry.
Yep. Yep.
Big game, really. For RTSD, if he wants to try and catch Galentio, well, he can't catch Galentio, but it'd be nice for him to get another win. Let's go. Is it me or you? I can't remember.
This one is. Oh, actually, this one's me. Yep.
I think it's you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think the Nurgle's a very tough matchup for vampires.
Yep.
But RTSD is such a good vampire coach, and he's been
Yeah.
playing really well this season. So I think it's kind of hard to go against the vampires in this one. So give me RTSD.
Okay. See, I don't think it'll be a draw, but again, to be different, let's go for Matt's Nurgle
Okay.
on this one. Yeah, foul appearance, disturbing presence. It's all going to kick off, and yeah, they're going to romp home.
Good.
Okay, this is a good one that we should probably watch. So it's Offal and
Yeah.
Bone versus Spiders Make Me Do It. So it's Khornight versus Galentio. It's a shame I'm away all next week, as I'd probably try and tune in for this one. So
Yeah.
Galentio's top, 1480 with his lizards. Khornight's third, 1520. So not too much in it at all. So it's down to coaching ability. It's me first, I think, this one. So
Yes.
obviously Galentio.
Yeah. Ugh. Man, this is gonna be such a good game. Depending on when it plays, I may try to go to stream it. Actually, we'll see. But man, yeah. I don't want either one to win, so I guess I'm gonna go for a draw.
Can they both lose? Exactly.
I guess the equivalent of that, or the lesser of two evils, is the draw. So that's what I'm gonna go with, the draw.
Entirely understandable. All right, and then the last one in LFC for this week is Rouge Squadron, Mr. Plasmid versus Wasteland Wasters. So Rouge Squadron are stuck to the bottom of the table at the moment. Still got a perfect record, but the one no one wants. But Dracnian is 11th. So yeah, is it me now? I can't. I can so bad
No,
at
this one
I
is me.
can't remember. It's you. Go on then. So 1090 versus 1090. So even the TV is the same.
This is about as even as you can get, right? Both at the bottom, both same
Yeah.
TV.
So Dracnian's got two wins over Plasmid's nil.
Yeah. I mean, I really want the perfect record to continue, but I think this would be the week that it doesn't, so I'm going to actually go with a draw here.
Okay, well, as much as I'd like the perfect record to continue, I think Mr. Plasma needs a break. So, yeah, let's go for the corn for this one.
I almost went with the corn to win, but
Yeah.
all right. So
I
that
mean,
is that. Yep. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's the opposite of what I said earlier. It's Corn versus Chaos Chosen. When I said Chosen would easily win against Corn, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm a soft touch, so you know, Plasmid's going to win this one.
All right. With that
Oh,
being
now
said,
this is where it gets exciting, right, Spider?
yep. We'll check out the standings here real quick, and then we'll look at the top fives. All right, so AFC, these should be currently updated from when we started the show. So in the AFC, all the matches have been played or adjudicated for the two that had to be admin. In the North, we got Kalderac in the lead and safely in the lead. He's not going to lose that division
Yeah,
lead.
stay safe, right?
He would have to lose all three and Vivo win all three for Vivo to get back ahead of him. Vivo in second at 5.5, and Lloyd White with 4.5. Those two are still playing for the potential wild card. In the Central, we have a three-way tie at the top. Wow. Mamudis' Amazons, Doc Oz's Renegades, and Squirm's Undead all sitting at 5.5 points. Nick with the Corn 3 points behind. So, yeah, Nick's not going to be able to get in to the division lead or in as a wild card, so his season will be done after the regular season. Yep.
Yeah.
It's all about building at this point.
This is all about the next 3 games, right?
Yes,
for
absolutely.
AFC Central.
This is going to be a really big last 3 games of the season for those 3 teams. So that'll be a fun division to watch, see how it plays out.
Yeah.
AFC South is almost in the same boat, but not quite, as Manile does have the division lead currently, a half game over the Vampires of Elarisha and a full game over the Lizards of Walshy. But all 3 of those teams still with a chance to win it, depending on how the last few games go. So that is a look at the AFC. NFC with games still to play, 2 of them to be exact. The North, Laz has a tie for first place with Chet and Energal. So they're both still well in play, with Hound Dot's Rats still to play and could still get back up in it to the race. The Orcs running out of time quickly. They can't handle another loss. They really probably can't handle another draw. They probably got to win out to have any kind of a
need
chance.
to roll out, really.
Yep.
There's a chance for the World Cup.
Yeah, but I mean, it could still potentially happen if they catch the right dice and the right results from everybody. NFC Central, we've got the Necro of Harkalion with a 1.5 point lead over Lupin Vort, so he's fairly comfortable currently, but he definitely could lose his hold if he has a few bad games. Lupin Vort tied for second with 4 and still have a shot, and then the Renegades of K the Sloth are pretty much eliminated from everything.
Yeah.
In the South, we have the Amazons of Colon, who I believe are playing. Yeah, they're playing Anders right now. From the way Anders,
right now, right?
Yeah, from the way Anders was talking, it wasn't going too well for the for the Chaos. But a lot of time left to go in that game, I'm sure. But Amazon's at 7.5. Right behind them, a half game behind, are the Underworld of Weldramere. So those two neck and neck for the division lead. And then Sanders Undead, a full 2 games behind Colon at the top. And then Anders,
he's doing well now. What you're saying?
Anders is 3 games behind. Oh, okay. So Anders back in it looks like. And that is the NFC. WFC, we still have a couple of games to be played there. In the up division, Aldrich still with the lead, a full point ahead of Bob and his Orcs, and then a 1.5 ahead of Scully, who's in third. The Goblins aren't eliminated yet, but they would have to have a really good last 4-game run to get back in it. In the middle, Detox's Amazons with a comfortable 2-game lead over the humans of Dakaz. So, barring a major meltdown over this last 4 games, the Amazon should be fine there. And then Kurto at the bottom is eliminated from everything. In the
No
down,
chance.
yep, in the down division, my Norse pretty much locked up. I
Yeah, I'd say you got
could still,
control
yeah, could
there.
still potentially lose it, but I'd have to lose the remaining 4 games, which always possible with Norse. You never know. Not very likely, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. Tim Dog 3 games behind me, and then Code Goon in third with 4. Sophiana is probably eliminated from any possible chance, even at the no, he could still potentially get into the wild card run, but it would take a winning the remaining 4 games and some help.
Yeah, a mathematical chance.
Yeah,
So like to say.
yeah, definitely still a mathematical chance. Yep. And finally, the LFC in the North, Khornight with a 2-game lead over Meekinator's Orcs.
God
Comfortable
damn it.
lead, but not in the clear completely yet. And Itchin's
Well,
still there.
I should have lost to Itchin. I should have gamed it more.
to burn Corn Knight potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Itchin 2.5 behind Corn Knight, and then Darkwing 3.5 behind Corn Knight. Darkwing's still not mathematically out, but he needs to win some games and have some help.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
In the Central, Vala. Oh, another 3-way tie. Oh, wow, this is even closer than the other one because
This
the
is
fourth
close,
place
man.
team's right
Just
there.
do-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3-way tie with the Dark Elves of Vala, Matt's Nurgle, and Loki's Dwarves. And then only 1 game back are the Norse from Ethel. So this one is still completely 100% wide open. And wild card still in play for all 4 teams as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I've got
that's
to beat the dwarves twice in the next couple of games.
yeah. Well, you really need to win them too. One of them at least. You need to split if you can, or a draw at worst. Draws wouldn't be the worst
Yeah,
result.
it's not awful to draw, is it?
But yeah, it's this would be a fun one to watch the rest of the way out, just because all 4 are still easily in play. And this is what makes that last 3-game format so much fun, right? Because you guys
All the
all
games
have it
mean
to play.
something.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
you all have it in front of you, and you play each other to end the season. So, oh, that's going to be exciting. The LFC South, Galentio only a 1-game lead over RTST's Vampires, and
Yeah, it's
then
dropped off a little bit, hasn't he?
yeah, Galentio, yeah, because he was 6-0 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then Pelgreen or Dark Dracnian and Mr. Plasmid both at the bottom and pretty much eliminated at this point. So, yeah, this is a 2-man race between Galentio and RTSD. So, it'll be a fun one. And they've already played once, right? Yeah, they played once. I think RTSD was the first one to give Galentio a loss, maybe.
Yeah, I remember something like that.
But they still get to play each other again, so that'll be a big one. All right, so that is the standings there. We can take a quick gander at the playoffs here. Here's what we're looking at. In AFC, the 3 division winners. Currently, Calderakma, Mudis, Manile. The 2 wild cards currently are Dakaz and Vivo. In the LFC, Corn Knight, Vala, and Galentio are the 3 division winners. And the 2 wild cards are RTSD and Mats. In the NFC, we're looking at Laz, Hark, and Cullen as the division leaders, and Weljamir and Chet are the 2 wild cards. And then in the WFC, Uldrig, Detox, and Spider with the 2, or the division lead, and then Tim Dog and Duke as the wild cards. Now, keep in mind as you look at these that this does not take into account potential head-to-head matchups. So these wild cards aren't 100% guaranteed, but it's about as close as we can get as far as having everything be automated. So that's what we're looking at there.
Right.
And then the overall seeds we can look at real quick. It looks like Galentio's still the overall number 1. I'm the number 2. And then on down through there, Corn Knight looks like he's number 6. and then your 8 wild cards there because we get 2 wild cards from each division
Mm.
or each conference. Sorry. So there's what our overall seeds are currently looking like. And then last but not least, the best part of the whole recap, the top 5.
Top fives. Here we go. Oh, Uldra's got a question for you in the chat.
Yep.
Spider.
Also, aren't the final 4 wild cards for the best 4 not just conference 5th place? So the wild cards are the next best 2 teams in each conference. Doesn't matter about divisions or anything else. So the 2 wild cards could come from the same division. For instance, in the LFC, the division we were just looking at, where they're all tied, it's entirely possible both wild cards could come from that same division. If the Vampires here were to fall off. So currently, the next 2 best teams here would be RTSD at 7.5, and then Matt's at 5.5 here, because he would win the tiebreaker against Loki, not taking into account head-to-head at this point, because, like I said, that's a non-automated element that I would have to do by hand. So it's the 3 division winners gives you 3 teams from each conference, and then the next 2 best teams for the 2 wild cards.
But next 2 are they could potentially be from the same division. That's what you're saying.
Yep. So 2 per conference. So that'd give us 20 teams in the playoffs. 5 from each conference. So
there's an ad running as well, Spider. So we've got 10 seconds to fill before we get your screen back.
Gotcha.
So is the playoffs a straight playoff seeded?
Yep.
1 game, extra time if needed.
Yep. And as you can see here on the overall seeds, you can see that seeds 21 through 32 are buys, and those will go to the top 12 teams here. They I think it's 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So the 12 division winners will all get a first round bye. MNGs will reset, but they don't get any SPP or anything like that, any extra gold or nothing. The 8 wild cards will play each other in round 1, and then those guys will advance in to play the second round with the top 12.
Yeah, to make 16.
Yep.
Sweet 16.
And you can see those, the exact format. It is in the rules under the playoffs section, which I can show real quick. Right here. So there's your bracket. 1 versus bye, 4 versus bye, 2 versus bye, 3 and so on and so forth. So you can see who matches up against who. Yeah. And then there's your tiebreakers as well. So hopefully that answered your question, Uldrig. All right, now into the top 5s. Our ad should be done, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yep, looks like it is.
It's all back.
All right, so top 5s. First row here, we got most wins. Currently, Galentio and myself at 8. Colin still to play, so he could get back up to 8 as well. And then Detox and Caldrack rounding out the top 5. Most losses, Plasmid still at the top with 10 as he continues his imperfect run.
Yeah.
Kay the Sloth and Kurto and Drachnian all with 8, and then Nick in 5th with 7.
If Plasmid does lose all 11 games, I will physically send him a wooden spoon that I will purchase with my own money. There we go.
Nice.
Get it here first.
Well, it'd be 14 actually, because he'd still have 3 more to go after that.
Oh yeah, 3 more to go. Well, you need something to aim for as well.
And then best defense currently, Galentio has only allowed 3 scores through 10 matches. That's really good. Colin, myself, and Minkinator all have allowed 5, and then Sanders Undead has allowed 6. So there's your best defense. Next row, most touchdowns scored. RTSD's Vamps at 21. Khornight in second by himself with his Necro at 18. Then Caldrack's Necro and Welgemir's Underworld with 17. And finally, Detox's Amazons with 16 in 5th.
Yeah, that's good for Underworld and Zons, isn't it, really?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Not traditionally high-scoring teams.
Yep. Um, most touchdowns conceded. Mr. Plasmid, probably not a shock in first, giving up
No.
23. To get to 10 straight losses in a row, you have to be giving up a lot of touchdowns. So,
Yeah.
in second, tied at 20, is the Underworld of Kurto and the Chosen of Drachnian. Flute the Cats, Orcs, unfairly kind of are in fourth
Yeah.
because the first 5 or 6 games weren't his games; they were the previous coach's games. But unfortunately, he inherits all their stats. And then the Pro Elves of Darkwing, or the Elven Union, sorry, of Darkwing in fifth at 16.
Hmm.
Touchdown difference, or delta, RTSD is the best with his vampires. He is a touchdown difference of 15. Khornight and
Great.
Galintio, yes, that's really good. It's for vampires too. Khornight and Galintio both have a difference of 11, and then Calderak and Colon with a difference of 10. And then let's do that so everybody can see the last two tables, or 2 rows of tables. Most Kaz, I am in first. That's interesting. I didn't expect to be in first there, with 32. So my Norse are definitely doing some
Yeah, flying.
layman's work there. Weljamir's Underworld, kind of not surprising to see there. Tied for second with 30 with the Corn of Tindog. Corn Knight's Necro in fourth at 29, and Sophiana's Renegades with 27. So Sophiana's getting
Yeah,
a lot
great
of
to see.
removals. Yeah. Most Kaz taken. Kurto's Underworld, no surprise there at 39. The surprise might be just how many, but no surprise at Underworld are at the top there. And again, Underworld at second with 29,
A lot of snots.
along with the Elves of Darkwing and Weljamir's Underworld are up on the top 5 too, tied in fifth. So yeah, not surprising that Underworld are in that table,
Yeah,
but man, 39 is a lot of casualty to have taken so far.
it is. Hashtag snotting life.
Yeah, exactly. And then Kaz Delta, or Kaz Difference, Corn Knight at the top with 22. It's a pretty good difference.
Yeah.
Vivo with Orcs, no surprise there at 20, as Orcs usually don't take a lot of Kaz but dish out a lot. Anders Chosen at 12, mine Norse at 12. That's kind of a surprise because Norse are pretty squishy most of the time. And then Tim Dog's Corn at 11 and 5th. And then the one that everybody cares the most about, the
Yeah, the most
fouling
important one.
table. Rushed Scob still at the top, but the Underworld from Kalis slowly catching him. So 54 fouls for Rushed through 10 games is pretty good. Average of 5.4 fouls per game. The Underworld in second at 50. And then, kind of somewhat surprising, the Norse of Ethel in third with 45.
It's in.
The Norse are definitely committing to the fouling game this season.
Absolutely. That's what the pig's for.
The pygmy up and then the foul.
Pick me up, and then you foul.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then the Nurgle with 34, and then Detox with his Amazons at 29 in fifth. So, there you go. There's your top fives.
Cool.
So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this one. We'll look at. There was 2 games that we looked at potentially being a game of the week. I'll look at those again, and I'll reach out to those coaches and see if maybe they were willing to either give us a recap review or jump in
Yeah, hop
next
on
week.
board would be great.
Yeah, and then hopefully we'll be back next week, same time and place, and we'll do the recap for the end of the first part of the regular season, the first 11 games.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be good to see. Yeah, I'm not. To be honest, I hope Loki's free next weekend and on Monday because I'm away all week. But
Yeah, hopefully he
we'll
will
get a
be.
game.
Yeah. I think he's pretty easy to
Yeah,
schedule
pretty
with.
flexible,
So,
right?
yeah. So, anyway, any closing thoughts, Ethel?
No, just good luck. Well, happy New Year to everyone, and
Yep.
good luck in your games this week. Unless you're dwarfs or Khornight.
Yep. Fair enough, and that sounds like a good set of closing thoughts. Thanks for getting on. Oh, I was in the LFC. I want to be out here. Yeah. See if there's any actual games. Yep, just the Colin Anders game. So, as we sign off here, we'll pull that game up and kind of see where it's at. But thanks for jumping on, Ethel, and
No problem.
doing the show today. Looks like it's 0-0 in the second half. Nice. So looks like a solid game going on here. I might keep the stream up. Actually, I will keep the stream up. We'll finish watching this game. But we'll stop the recording for the recap show. So thanks once again, everybody, for getting on and watching. And thanks once again,
Absolutely.
Ethel, for jumping on. And
No worries.
we'll see everybody this time next week.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.
Have a good one.